Hi, and welcome to a new edition of Reto Moto's Devstream, Heroes and Generals Devstream number 6, live from Copenhagen. And I am Reto.Gargamel. With me is Reto.RedBjarne, our game director. Today we'll I guess we'll keep it a little bit shorter because we're right in the middle of the final testing phase for the new release, the new build, which is called Spaatz or Spaatz, depending on whether you want to pronounce it as an American name or not. So we have I guess more of community content today than if we want to show. I guess there's I guess I'll start from the beginning. There is a contest ongoing on our wiki on Gamepedia. And the idea is that the person who makes the most useful contributions before, when was it, October 17th, something like that? Well, the contest page is right there, the link here. So the person who makes, was it the 5 top editors at the end of the contest period, which is until, October 17th, can win a whole bunch of fun prizes. And we have been starting to see the result of that in on the wiki. I guess we can show some.
We actually saw people starting to put stuff in on the wiki, and that's super cool.
If you go down to the, I think one of the pages that's starting to fill up is the description for the combat ribbons.
Let's see here.
So.
It's amazing that
people are starting to put in more content. That's more like here, that all that area where you have
can see what each level unlocks, and I think there's even links to
to the picture itself.
But also to the that's only the pictures.
Yeah, it's only the picture. But still, just want to see what. Okay, so we're starting to see that people are completing the missing info, and that's nice.
Yeah, there is a contest running. You just mentioned, but I think it should be mentioned again that we're running a contest of the topmost 5 contributors for the wiki. Will win some branded weapons for the game. Yeah, and there's some veteran bonus, and there's some gold as well. Yeah. Ooh.
There's actually all the winners get gold and veteran bonuses. It's the first place. There's the grand prize, which is branded weapons, and the first place is just a 30-day veteran membership. Yeah. And a bunch of gold.
I think wasn't there something about the graphics that is needed? For the what did Donnie say about that?
I forgot.
The old wiki site, is that still online, or what? Was the images removed? It's just.
We need more images on this one. We probably do.
Yeah.
I think that sounds like something.
I think we should do that at some point. We'd upload a lot of the images to the wiki so people can find them and use them. Because it is pretty hard to screen dump stuff from the actual game. Yeah.
But I guess also you can find some pictures if you think there's something that needs illustrating. You can probably grab some of the pictures that are on our news blog. So at news.heroesandgenerals.com. And there's more images you can find in our forums too. Some of the players have been making diagrams for everything. So there's if you just search a little bit through the forums, there's more images. And there's also in the forum there is a beginner's guide also that's been created by Circinus. So you can probably go and find some content in there and fill up the gaps in the wiki with that. So this being said, we had also, I think, something last week we showed you the one of the new weapons that is coming in that one, in Spaatz, and we were not able to show you the other one, which is the German Luger. And I think now if you join any game right now, you might be able to see the. We'll show that later. Also the campaign map. Yeah, I think we should go back to it later. Just join any.
Give it to me.
Or just force one.
Yeah.
There we go. But we see here, that's one of the things that we talked about last time, that now the loading screen is in the main window. That's one of the changes that's coming.
It's pretty nice because
it's kind of nice because
we can now start to fill in information about the battle you're about to fight and objectives and stuff like that. It's more flexible.
You want to do the controllers thing.
What is it? It's
give all. Don't try this at home.
Oh,
yeah. Just one.
Good.
There you go. So if you land somewhere, you should be able to. Hopefully.
I don't have sound.
Yeah, that's yeah. Well, if you cycle through the weapons, do you have the Luger?
Yes, I will just get outside. Yeah.
Because last time I think we.
Here we go.
There it is. Yes.
Wasn't that just a perfect scroll?
Yes, sir.
And then just
so there it is. There it is. It's a little bit smaller than the other one. Actually, I'm not even sure. Is it? Do you know which one is? Do they do similar amounts of damage or? What are you doing here?
Yes, lots of bullets. It's a bigger magazine, but it doesn't have this. It has longer range, but not as much stopping power.
Somebody wants attention.
Woohoo!
But it's kind of cool that when you oh yeah, you don't have a head. You need to press end. I think.
Have a close up of this super nice model.
Yeah.
Luger.
And if you, it's cool how the mechanism moves when you fire it. I like how you really see the. Yeah, there. That weird moving part on top. Yeah, that. The hammer, I guess you would call that.
I would just move to the other
yeah.
side so you can see. Oh!
So.
No expert here on freehand stuff. Yep, there we go.
That's pretty cool. But so it has a bigger magazine than the Mauser.
Yeah. Yeah. It loads faster. Reloads faster.
Okay. Even though it looks a little bit smaller, but.
Yeah.
Are you John Wayne or is it me? So.
Hey, check it out.
People are telling us insert headless player jokes, but people are improvising some. Here we have actually none other than the Chinese philosopher Sun Tzu is telling us Carlsberg makes you lose your head. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So Sun Tzu actually. Could you give us some strategic advice? What do you think of encirclement?
Sun Tzu? I think he likes encirclement. Perfect strategy.
So, I guess we might as well also could find some windows to shoot. If there's some people who were not with us last time, there's a little novelty coming in Spaatz. There used to be some windows that were indestructible.
Yeah, we're slowly getting to it's a huge job to replace all the windows, but
most of them have been replaced now.
Yeah, they are.
So now any window that somebody could be standing on the other side of, excuse my grammar. Yeah, there you go. So, if a window's translucent, you can shoot it. I think that's is going to change the flow in a lot of maps.
Check out how precise this awesome weapon is.
It really, it's very satisfying.
Oh,
is that one not a real window?
I have no more bullets.
I have no more bullets, but yeah, but this is a real window. Anyway, apparently the magazine on this thing. We are corrected by Robotron here. The other gun the other German pistol has more.
Has more bullets.
Yeah.
No, that's correct. Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yeah.
So yeah.
I think so. Yep.
But if he says that, usually
yeah.
when Robotron says something about weapons,
yeah, but it's adjusted so it's more precise and it reloads faster, and it's so it should be you could say different pistol than the other ones. The pistols don't really vary that much anyway, so
pistol's a pistol. But we have a question from Lieutenant Aldo Rain, which is will the S-Build fix the traction on the Jeeps and the APCs and the Kübelwagens? Or will that be applied in a hotfix at some point?
The traction, as
in the vehicles skidding, and we've been asked, I think, for the past weeks.
There's been some bug fixing on it, but I think last time I talked about the longest running bug or task in the company that I finally sent on, which is definitions on the terrain of different materials. So we can distinguish between dirt and grass and forest and, for example, mud. But it hasn't. It's not in the Spaatz build, but it will be one of these sooner builds, so we can start to define different characteristics on different ground types. So obviously your Jeep will have much more traction when actually driving on a road rather than in off-road. So it is coming. We know that it will change the way the vehicles are handled a lot.
So does that also mean that the way vehicles are skidding right now? But I guess you can't do that with that one because you're not the driver in that one. I mean, you can see that you can't steal his Jeep. He's right next to it. That's why you can't steal it. Just spawn your own. If you drive around, you'll see what the players mean. It is a little bit more slippery when you drive around. So. See what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's a little bit new. That just started happening. So is that it's a side effect of the terrain being?
No. This is actually just a side effect
of a bug.
Of updating the physics code.
That's what I mean, right?
Yeah. But it hasn't anything to do with the different terrain types.
It doesn't.
But getting that in will probably fix a lot of this stuff. So.
Okay. But so what the players are asking really is that traction issue, would that be?
It's not fixed.
It's not fixed in Spaatz.
Unless we discover it to be a huge problem, then right now Spaatz is in test, and obviously if it's a bug, then it's going to be fixed in the bug fixing period.
So it's probably if it's not on Spaatz, it's probably in the T build or in a hot fix sometime around that. Okay, I guess we can move on to. Actually, if you end the mission, you'll get a battle report. We can show that.
Let's see.
If you just with the console, you can.
German? Oh, there is one German. Let's see if we can find him.
Oh, yeah, find a German, fight him.
Come on, where is he?
Yeah.
Can we ask some in here to join the battle?
I guess it's
Robotron ask them to join so we can.
Well, he's busy reading questions, I guess. But we can probably ask about. I can take a few questions from here. There's a question from I'm not sure how I'm supposed to pronounce that. Spania, who says, when can we expect a queue system that pops up in a different window and doesn't obscure the main window, the main heroes and generals window below? Like when you're waiting in queue for a battle, can we expect at some point that you will be able to still do other things while waiting in queue?
I don't get the question.
The guy was basically asking if he would like a pop-up window for the queue. As in when you join and you're waiting.
I think we talked about that last time as well. The when you are joining a mission and you're waiting for we did have quite a few problems with that because a lot of stuff has to be disabled, so you can't mess around with your soldiers and anything while you're in the queue. So we actually disabled it. We were able to do that at one point, and also people got fairly confused about starting getting into queue and then clicking on something that got them away from this window, and then they didn't know what how to get back to it and stuff. So it's not as easy as just as described. But with the new waiting system, we will have the possibility to put in stuff in that window that people like following the war, for example, going into the campaign map and exploring the campaign map while you wait. Something like that.
So rather than have two windows, you just put more interesting stuff in the waiting window.
Yeah.
Okay. There's the Crixo is asking, can we expect modifications, upgrades for the M1 carbine and the FG42?
Yeah, but not in Spaatz.
Not in Spaatz.
No. We're doing some what you could call it, some cleaning up of the system for the modifications. Has to do with the way ammunition is handled. It's basically a technical thing on how the data is structured on the back end. But when that is done, the modifications will have a little bit of an overhaul. And at the time we'll introduce some more modifications for the weapons that currently don't have modifications. It goes with the the thing that we would like to have a more consistent way of handling ammunition for the guns. So guns that use the same ammunition in real life also use the same ammunition in the game, and the weapon modifies the way the ammunition works. But that requires us to redo some of the stuff on the back end. And obviously that will also mean that ammo would be moved from being a modification to being ammo, in the same way as you have different ammo for the vehicles.
A Challenger has a beard.
And I have no.
And you have no ammo. It's the legendary Splixen.
Okay. Okay, should we?
I think if you enter the game over, its controller's game over. I think.
What is
Isn't it game over? True. No. There's another one.
What is it?
What is it? Somebody will tell us.
Endgame.
Is it? Endgame 1. Yes, sir. So now, there you go. You have the rate this battle screen. It was awesome. It was a life-changing experience. So, and then you have. Now it looks actually better than last time we showed it, because I think the blue bars are displaying properly.
Yeah.
Last week they didn't.
Yeah.
So on that screen you see how much experience you've gained. And then you can see also, I think if you look at battle, and
you get a breakdown of what you actually did in the battle. That you got XP towards your rank. You get an XP total XP, and then you obviously get a veteran bonus as well, and you can see what's your next, or how close are you to the next rank. Right now we're up in the officers rank, so obviously there's 18 XP doesn't really count for much in this battle.
No, exactly. Well,
so but yeah, you can see the ribbons you actually did something on.
I think that will make a lot of people happy.
Yeah,
because a lot of people are worried about what they earn.
Yeah, and you can also see that what the bonuses you actually get. See, I actually earned a little bit on my chauffeur ribbon here. This character didn't have anything before, so it's all new. And you will see somewhat of a description of what actually drives XP for this particular ribbon. There's different actions you can do in the action game that all contribute to to each ribbon's XP. Some of them we bundle into like a description there, like this gun against this tank. Obviously, that's breaking down. That would be breaking it down in too much detail, because then we'd have to write like 50 lines of text on the screen. So we bundle them into damage to armor, for example.
Right, and if you show the other sections, I guess up there,
the actual battle.
There's
you can see that
nothing happened.
Nothing really happened, but you were able to see what resources were lost from each side in the battle, and you'll be able to see what you earned in credits and war funds.
There's a question from Henry83 or Henri83 asking, will it be possible to see assault team experience gained? And I think he means the assault team experience that your officer gains.
That is in a different battle report for the assault teams. It's not included in this build.
Okay, so you plan to have a campaign map.
Yeah, the thing is that your assault team can be involved in battles while you're offline. So we need to have it as a, when you come back online, we display this. Your assault team has been in this battle and they lost this and this amount of resources. But that's a little bit of a future a feature here.
I think Robotron's saying something per AT per battle. I'm not sure what he means. Because I think at the time that he was typing that, we kind of like were 10 seconds.
Okay.
Before,
so you can see what your losses have been and your earnings have been per assault team.
I suppose. I guess there is a actually.
Yeah, you can actually see what assault teams were involved in the battle.
Yeah, and you can add the owner.
Yeah.
As a friend.
And I cannot add Reto because this is a training mission. Obviously, Reto.
So it's a fictional owner.
We had to write something for the owner of assault teams when it's training missions. So.
Right. So let's see if we can.
Obviously, the scoreboard.
We might actually want to move on to the campaign map and show some more of the differences, because there's some differences in the UI now. You see.
Yeah, we got the wartime back again.
Yeah, and on top you really see how many capitals are being, and you can actually you see the capitals by name.
Yeah.
In there, and if you click on one, I think it's going to center on it. Yeah, it's great. Yeah. That's just great. So you can easily navigate.
The score here is not just numbers now; it actually shows you which capitals are owned by which team.
There's a player, Crazy Q, who's asking, are you going to change the capitals layout for the campaign map? Because currently the Germans get 9 capitals and the Allies get 6 capitals after they start seeding.
Yeah, we are looking into adjusting the map to make it a little bit harder to capture the initial play of the initial setup of the strategy game. Unfortunately, we have to do that when the war ends. Right now, we cannot really update the map while the war is running. Then we'd have to reset it, and it would really like not to reset the war. So we. Yeah.
But you already want to change the layout.
Yeah, we've been following the war now for some time, and we can see where there's obviously bottlenecks and where there's areas that could need a little bit of tweaking.
Which actually, it's just a repeat of the same question. There was another question I think that people are asking a lot these days. It's I think we have it on our list because we made a list from the questions you submitted on the forums. Where did it go? Let me just find it. Big silence.
While you're looking at it. Yeah, this is, if you look at the war here, this is how the war looks on our test servers with only 2 assault teams moving around on the map.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Honestly, I can't find it anymore, so it's too bad.
What was the question, do you remember?
I remember it was about, maybe it's something that... No, apparently it's not on the list. It's about chain blocking. Is there can we expect an end to chain blocking? Yes, and I think I might as well explain what it is for people who have no idea what, so you want to do it?
The chain blocking is basically just congestion of contesting of a supply line that you can actually block supplies by just moving into the supply line. I have to say again, Robotron has asked me to say that when I say stuff like this about what we are planning on or what we're working on internally, it doesn't mean that it's going to go into the next build. It's something that we're working on to get into some build. When we're working on it physically here, that means that it's going to be in a build in the near future. So, but not necessarily the next build. The chain blocking stuff requires quite a bit of rearranging of the back-end code to fix, but it's something that we are fixing in a larger update of the way the battle rules or the way battles are triggered and the way you move assault teams around on the map. Basically, I can say that the solution is to introduce what we currently call supply line skirmishes, which is skirmish battles getting triggered when 2 opposing assault teams meet on a supply line. That means that they can actually travel in the opposite directions on the supply line, which they can't right now. It requires quite a bit of other features as well to get this working, but that's actually what we're working on. So you can get into a supply line battle instead of the blocking, and that also requires the winners to when you win the supply line battle, obviously you continue in the direction you came from, and the losers get knocked out, or they get to retreat instead. Which brings me to the point that one of the other features that we need to implement in order to do this is to bring back the retreat functionality. We had that in way back, that you could actually retreat, but that also it posed some bizarre problems on the back end, so it got disabled. But that needs to go back into the game, so you can actually retreat out of a battle. And obviously you leave some men behind when you retreat, because we don't want to mess up the action game and just steal the resources from action players. But so retreating will come at a cost. That obviously links into like other game modes and stuff like that. But it's supposed to fix the chain blocking. It will not completely remove the chain blocking, because slowing down the enemy advance is a perfectly valid tactic for when you are in war. It just costs you resources to do. So you could say that you see the enemy advancing towards the city, and what you do, you start to send guard teams at a certain rate towards this enemy. And yes, it will slow down the enemy, but your guard teams will get obviously destroyed or sent back on retreat. along the way, and that might buy you enough time to actually move a lot of resources to the assault teams to the battlefield that the enemy is trying to take over. So we're not gonna completely remove chain blocking as a feature, as it's a bug right now, but we'll modify the mechanics so it's more of an expensive tactic to use rather than
an exploit.
Yeah, an exploit. Yeah.
So there's quite a few questions. We have Schüsse Eugen and Finwolf 88 are asking both. Basically, is it possible that at some point we'll be able to change sides during the war?
Yeah. Also, again, this feature is not something that's going to come into Spaatz, but it's something that we're working on. We see a lot of people getting frustrated that they have to make a really hard choice in the beginning of the game when they first log on and they try the game. They ask, do you want to be American or German? And they're sort of like locked into that choice for too long, or for a long time, and it's probably a bit too hardcore for a lot of players. They want to test out both sides and then decide. So we're looking into pushing that choice further down into the game. So you have to sort of like commit to a side in the campaign before you actually choose the side.
So you wouldn't be switching sides in the campaign. In the strategy game.
The way it would work is that when you log into the game, obviously you have to pick a server. You have to pick a war, but you don't pick sides yet. And when you join an action game, you can either join a training mission or campaign mission. We'll rename the training missions to something like a single mission, and the other one as a campaign mission.
Mm-hmm.
The training missions, the idea is that you can always play both sides in training missions, which means that you can experiment with the other side's weapons and characters, and you can level up the characters on the other side, but you don't influence the war in training missions. And on the campaign side, you go into the more hardcore missions, the ones that are either in your favor or maybe not really in your favor, but requires more skill to actually
win,
to play and win. So we'll, instead of having this inter-combat path now where you say either random mission or pick a mission, it's going to be either you play a training mission or you play a campaign mission instead. And if you choose the training missions, you can play whatever you like. So and still obviously rank up your characters and
except I asked the wrong question. That's not what they were asking about.
Oh,
so both guys actually specified what they really meant. They don't mean during the war, but they mean after a war, when you get to pick sides again. They want to move everything they got to the other side.
The soldier to the other
everything
side. We have talked a bit about that, but it does come with some complications of what to do with the weapons, for example. Should we refund the weapons? Should we we could do something like that, but not all of the what ifs are decided yet on that. So you could say, I have this German soldier. I want this particular soldier to be an American soldier now. That is definitely possible, but it requires a lot of other work around it.
Because they're talking both in the action and the strategy game. What if I could move all my resources to the other side because one side is clearly the underdog? What if I want to play with my troops and all that? I mean, it's a departure from the way things work right now. I mean,
it's not that people didn't change sides during the war. So obviously, it fits perfectly within the fantasy of the Second World War as a theme. It's just that there could be some complications in it that we haven't really solved yet. But we're looking into. It would be nice, obviously, that you can do that. Obviously, the same way as we introduced the weapons depot that you can put your weapons into and re-equip them on new characters when you switch to generals. We want to exploit that area a little bit more, so people don't feel that the stuff they have is suddenly unusable or stuff like that. So.
What I mean, it is a tough question.
Oh yeah.
Because so far that's not that's not the direction that I mean, it's not something that's planned.
No, of course not.
So when we're saying the players want to know, is it something I can hope for, that I can switch sides, like?
It's again, it's one of those things that is getting. It surfaces internally when we discuss how to proceed with the design of the game, and it's certainly something that worries some of the players.
Yeah, but
but
then again, it's not something we can promise.
No, we're not. I'm not promising anything.
Yeah,
I'm just saying that it's one of those features that we have been talking about, but there still is some issues with it that we haven't really solved. So and until we have a clear.
Well, for example, like both sides are not. I mean, it's not equivalent. You can't say like this guy is worth that guy.
No,
I'm going to just switch him over to the other side. It doesn't equal.
What you can do is as a bare minimum refund all the weapons and equipment and everything and just switch the character around. But I'm not sure that's what they want. They actually want their equipment and everything as well.
Because again. But there's actually that question that's just shown up is that players are asking. That's actually Papa Large asking why aren't the weapon costs equal on both sides? And then again, I already answered that. Weapons are not equal.
The weapons are not equal. The whole idea with the game is to not have a perfectly one against one. It's a game where we introduce a lot of different. Play mechanics or weapons into the same war, and you have to sort of like play to the strength of that particular weapon or that particular setup that suits you as a player, rather than just saying we always have this rifle against this rifle. They're different, and we will keep it like that. And obviously that makes it really tough to just switch one weapon with another one, because we will get it. Obviously there's the obvious ones, but there's definitely also the not so obvious choices. So yeah. It's not as easy to do as it sounds.
So I guess I mean if I understand what you mean is that we're aware that people would like to be able to casually switch sides, but it's not something that
it's not easy to do. No.
It doesn't doesn't come without problems.
Yeah.
There's a question from Darth Vigar. Can you add penalties on players who join campaign missions and leave when they start losing?
I would probably not add penalties, but rather reward for people staying.
Yeah, I guess that's
again something that has been discussed is adding some sort of like a hero bonus or something that where you get a bonus for playing the underdog. So if you're suddenly on the losing side, you would actually earn points on a specific ribbon or something that made it worthwhile for you to stay and fight. So yes, that's also a thing that we're looking at. We would rather think in rewarding the players who stay rather than punishing players who leave.
But I think there's a question about that actually in the list here, which I should maybe start reading more. Where was it? I should have printed it like way bigger.
I'm gonna deploy something here.
Well, there is a question which is: do you plan on making any creating any bonuses for the winner of a war? And that's a question from Fes Affin. If I read this correctly. Will there ever be any bonuses for the winner of a campaign?
Yeah. It's actually one of those features that didn't make it to the Rommel build, but we were in the process of making something called the Victory Ribbons that was supposedly being driven for generals to unlock specific combat badges for generals that affect your handling of assault teams and stuff like that. Didn't make it. Not in the current release schedule though, but so long term, yes, would be the answer here.
And where was that thing? It's funny because I'm pretty sure I read another question somewhere. It's just that we get so many questions. So yeah, actually, what about? I just want to make sure that it is not in there. There was a question, I don't remember the player who was asking about it, which was, could we expect bigger rewards for longer battles?
People already do that. They just don't see it on the current battle report. You do get XP from the time. You get a time bonus as well. So longer battles will give you more XP.
I think we're talking about credits mostly.
Credits and I think
credits too.
Credits and the XP are correlate. So most of the drivers, or the stats that drive XP also gives you credits. So you get both XP and credits. Not all of them, but most of them do. So yes, you actually do get more for being in the battle. I think it could be something with the way we calculate how your participation as well, because you have to be in the battle for a certain period in order to actually be counted as being in the battle. It's not enough to just log in and then spawn once and then log out. That doesn't count as being in the battle.
There's another question which is concerning. Let me just get that, because I'm trying to. We always keep too many questions on our list, and we okay.
Let's pick some from the stream.
Yeah, or from the stream. Let me see. Now it's going crazy on the stream.
It's hot in here. Winter's coming in Denmark.
Well, thank you, Poindexter. Okay, let's just go and grab something from. Can we? I think this one. Will there be servers that can be hosted by players?
Yes, that's not in our plans currently. It's. You mean private servers? No.
No, so that was a question from the veteran miner. Honestly, because I think the thing is we already answered a lot of those here, so I guess we can answer this one by Westwick. Will there ever be maps specifically designed around infantry and light vehicle combat?
I like that it's asked as will there ever be. We do actually have some city maps on our test servers. They're just nowhere near in a state that we can actually release them. But the thought with I think we talked about this a while ago. One of the ways we would like to introduce city maps is to have, for example, the large cities, have them represented as a cluster of smaller city-style maps where you have to win each of them individually in order to capture the capital. And obviously those should be made up of like city fighting, and city fighting obviously is infantry and light vehicles. So it is something that we have had on the drawing board for a long time. But it's not in the pipeline right now.
There's a question here that just popped up on the chat, and it's from Zarkal Bokub. Can you please give us information about the stats and of the weapons, like damage, range, and there is something we wanted to show. One of the players made a weapon comparison.
I have it right here. Is the link to this? This is a public.
Robotron said that there was. I'm just gonna need to scroll all the way back to the beginning. There's one of our players, Red Demon, made this. Basically, it's a Google Doc that. It's a form where you can fill in some weapon info and compare two weapon setups basically, and if you just show the result for that one, for example. So you have what was it, a Garand compared to a Car 98 with such and such upgrades equipped to it, and you see all this all these graphs. I think it's still pretty much a work in progress, but
it pretty much describes how
it's an interesting way of of looking at it. So there is a link to this, I think. Wait, no, if I can just find it.
It's probably on the forum. There's
where is it?
There you go. There's a forum thread on it. You can find it if you.
Awesome. There you go. So spreadsheet, data info, prices, and comparison tool on the gameplay beginner's guide forum. So if you look at that, I think you might want to save a copy of it. If you use the Google, because it's a public Google document. So if there's more than one user at a time, you basically you're two people editing the same data. It's not gonna work properly, I think.
Probably.
So you might want to save your own copy and work with that.
Yeah.
But the idea is really interesting that you can do more in-depth comparison than are currently possible to do with the weapon menu.
Yeah.
But
actually, we should consider soon to get these damage graphs and that stuff into the actual weapon selection menu rather than only in the shop, because it's kind of like
it's where you want to.
It's where you want to.
Yeah,
and you want to be able to see how the weapons work and how they.
Yeah. Okay, so
but this is actually fairly impressive. This guy.
Yeah, there's really great work by Red Demon here.
Yeah, awesome. Now you see now people starting to log on.
It's like. Yeah. So there's a question that we get asked a lot is how many people are actually on our team full time? That's a question from Kilo Wolf.
Last time I checked, it was 29.
Something around 30, wasn't it?
I think it was 29 full-time employees. I think 28, 29, 30, around there. So it's not a huge team. This includes accounting, testers, our Cisse, who's bringing us food every day, or making the food, which is awesome. So it's obviously it's the whole team. As you can imagine, we are quite busy all the time. We can't do everything, but.
Wait. There's so much stuff going on the chat here.
Oh, I totally forgot. Obviously, we have all the community guys and the support as well.
Yeah, that's the thing.
It must be 30 now, because we just had another. 30. I would say 30.
Do we have a new recruit coming in? Oh, yeah, that's true. That is true.
Yes.
Yeah. We just hired a new support guy called Reto Fox. You probably, if you wrote support, you probably already talked to him. He speaks Dutch. If ever you have a question that you need to absolutely ask in Dutch. So let me just see if we have anything that I'm supposed to mention that has not yet been mentioned. There's also, I think, if you look at the Steam, that one, Pimp My Gun. So it's a series of how-to guides.
It's on the
Steam community.
Steam forum. The other one with the spreadsheet was on our own forum. It's a bit difficult now. We have two forums. That's
we're so confused.
No, but I think people are good at actually linking between the two forums, so for different threads. So it's
because I mean there's
a lot of the guys that I've seen that they're on both forums.
But it's more or less the same markup language, isn't it? Also, that when you try to post stuff with pictures and formatting, I think it's pretty much the same options.
Absolutely no idea, but check out this guy. How many?
He's really he's on fire. So
that is just excellent.
Yeah.
Wow.
Somebody's asking actually about still Papa Large asking are there tutorials for flying? Actually, I don't know. I haven't seen any. There probably are, several.
There was one video recently I saw where I think one of the veteran players
was showing off.
Showing off,
but not telling you how he does it.
But also there were some bits where he actually shot down planes with a tank and stuff like that.
Actually, I guess you can go check my old news blog post from it's a while ago. I think if you just go to the news section and look for just type dive bombing or something like that, I think you'll see it. There you go.
There we go.
So if you
click on this,
that one, most of the information on it is more or less still up to date. I think if you scroll down, I have the controls listed. Thing is, we changed. I think we switched. Shift is now what mouse right used to do. Yeah. So mouse right is now your secondary trigger. So Shift shows you the external view, the third-person camera. Yeah. But otherwise, most of it, and I think it's missing the control, which it gives you the alternate plane. Controls. The control keys for alternate controls. Yeah. So, but generally speaking, you get around with WASD, then control, and you can try a combination of those keys, and you'll see like how you can do all the different barrel rolls and all the flips that they do in the videos. I'm still learning to fly myself. It's really, really hard. Oh, and there's one thing. I think it's new from Rommel that if you use the mouse wheel, you can zoom into the nose cam. Yeah. And that when I discovered that, I was like, so that's how they kick my ass. Because I mean, if you fly with you zoom into the nose cam, and you will all of a sudden you really kind of get a more, I don't know, some people probably prefer the other view, but you get a very kind of subjective feel of where you're going. So yep. And I guess we might as well do what he says.
What does he say?
My computer is telling me to do things. Wait, what? More specific.
Talking about the limited resources once again, didn't you and Henrik?
We talked about it a lot last week, but we might as well. It's just that there's not much we can show in that department. But Robotron is asking us to go and just show you that. Yeah. Once again, we must stress the values shown here are complete bullshit. It's completely bogus numbers that have been put there just for testing purposes. Yeah. Don't pull out your calculator right now to make a budget. So this is the screen that you will refer to perhaps in the future when thinking about what your faction has left in terms of resources or has available.
Now it's produced.
And we talked about it last week. We might as well go to give a quick review of the idea. That's coming in Spaatz.
It's coming in Spaatz, yeah. It's it basically puts a cap on the amount of resources available. So in order to balance out the strategy game a little bit more. How it works is that for each time period, a set amount of resources are produced and released from the factories, and whenever people deploy their assault teams, they pull from this pool of resources. And obviously, if the resource pool is empty, then they can't deploy their assault teams. That's how it works.
But they're in a queue.
They're in a queue.
You'll be in a queue, like basically.
They will be queuing up for, say you are the 10th who wants to deploy after you run out of resources. You will be the 10th to get resources once the production is up and running again. So actually, it's something that we put in order to start to go in the direction where we focus more on actually producing and producing resource and viewing the resources as
limited.
Yeah, but also as you would say, like a tactical importance in the actual strategy game. I was hoping that I could start at some point talking a little bit more about the future of the strategy game, but I think we will postpone that talk to in a few weeks or something, when we feel we are ready to start discussing how we are going to handle resource productions and stuff like that, the more advanced stuff of the strategy game that we are working towards implementing. I've been told that the people have a tendency of when I say something here in the Twitch session, that people think it's already planned and it's coming in the next build. That is not always the case. So I'd rather not start to go into too much detail about this stuff, because people might misunderstand it as being something that's definitely coming in the next build. We are working in that direction to have. Like I said, we're working in a direction where the resources play a very important role in the strategic game. After all, most wars are, if not all wars, except for the strange ones that are happening in Middle East at the moment with the ISIS and all that stuff, they are
over resources.
Wars are fought over resources.
Yeah.
And obviously the resources have to be something that you can take from the enemy, and you can capture stuff from that. You can obviously an enemy that piles up a huge amount of resources also exposes those resources for the enemy to grab them if we can get hold of them. So we do think resources play a very important strategic role in the game, and that's where the direction we're taking with this small step.
But this should also help balance.
It will help balance, but it will also make the strategy game a lot harder. Once we have the full production and resource handling in the strategy game, it will be very punishing to build up a depot of a lot of tanks, for example, because they're just sitting there, and if the enemy catches them, then you lose them. So there's a lot of stuff on the drawing board for these kind of things. So you would not necessarily just build up a huge pile of tanks and send them into war. You would need to like, the closer you move your reserves to the front line, the more exposed you are. But then the quicker you can also reinforce your assault teams. But you run the risk of getting them captured, obviously. So,
but what I was thinking about when I said in terms of helping balance it, that it makes it so that it doesn't matter how many generals are playing for one side.
Yes.
They don't have more resources because there are more generals wearing the general's hat. I mean, it
actually goes a little bit together with the thing that we removed the limit on how many assault teams you could have in the game, because ultimately the number of assault teams that you have as a player doesn't really. It shouldn't play that much of a role in the strategy game, other than if your faction has run out of resources. Obviously you can't deploy your assault teams, you can't field them anyway. So that's kind of like one of the longer term goals with this.
I want to thank Spania, I think. Is that how you pronounce your name? Thank you for reminding people that we're not drunk. That's really, really nice. People are saying all kinds of things here. It's terrible. Yeah. We're a terrible example for young people and all that.
I'm gonna have a huge vodka.
Huge vodka. But that's actually it's tap vodka. This is what they call tap water here in
Denmark. It's called schnapps. Right out of the faucet.
So, I think for now we're going to end it here, and maybe come back next week with more new stuff. If possible. Some people were asking when we can expect Spaatz to hit the servers. I guess the only thing we can say, we never give a date, because we cannot.
Depends on the bug fixing.
Depends on the bugs, but we're in the testing phase, and we're I think well into the testing phase.
Well into the testing phase. Still are some yeah, every time we introduce new features, obviously we have a tendency to break some other stuff. So it takes quite a while to actually test the entire game to see if everything is okay. And sometimes, bugs slip through to live anyway. So, but as when Splixen puts up the green light, then it goes to the live server.
And so this being said, you can the contest on Gamepedia is still running. If you want to go edit the wiki, you're welcome to do so. And
I just need to tell that there is actually on the wiki page on the curse thing, there's a page called the Wiki to-do list, where the contributors are actually assembling a list of stuff to do, so you can pick from this list and implement that.
Nice. So, and I guess we will just tell you can keep on following us on our Steam community page and on our forum. And I guess. Wait a minute. You never answered the question about why people can't hear horns and the bell on the bicycle. It is a bug. I don't know. I was just told that Striker 211 was asking that question. It is a bug. Sorry, the question ended with bicycle, and the answer is it is a bug. So it's a bug, and we're fixing it. Okay, no more questions for today. See you around.
Hi.